Thanks for joining us.
Juiciness. Joe, you've gone against him when he was Mike's defensive coordinator, when he was head coach of the Eagles. Where do you stand on Buddy Ryan?
I'll tell you what, Jim, I think what you can't lose track of is this is a team sport. And there's going to be 45 guys out there and 12 coaches, not one. I used to get upset as a head coach anytime on our football team an individual, a player or an assistant coach or myself as a head coach got a lot of attention focused on himself, using a lot of me and I. Because that's bad for the football team. That destroys a team aspect. And I think that's where Buddy sometimes steps across the line, such as the last couple of weeks.
All right, Mike, let's get to the core matchup in the football game. Buddy Ryan's defense against Joe Montana. First meeting between Buddy and Joe since Week 3, 1989. Buddy had his Eagles blitzing Montana that whole game. In all, Joe was sacked 9 times, and the Eagles opened a big lead over the Niners. But then Montana made adjustments, and he threw 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter as San Francisco won the game 38-28. Which brings us to the core question of the day, Mike. Who has the advantage, Buddy with his blitzes or Joe with his reads of them?
I think they offset each other. I think Buddy's going to blitz him if he has to, and Joe can read it, and he'll be able to get the ball to somebody. The key in this football game is can the outside receivers with the Kansas City Chiefs get away from the bump and run, because they're going to be in a lot of bump and run situations. If they can, and give Joe somebody to throw the ball to, I think he can get the ball to.
But will the receivers have time to get downfield?
Well, I think they're geared for pass protection. Kansas City will do a good job on pass protection. The thing you got to remember is Houston's one of the best teams in the league versus the run. It's going to be very hard for them to run, so at some point in there, it's going to come back to Joe Montana and him being able to get rid of the ball. I think he should take this approach. Every time, Jim, figure they're going to blitz me every time. Then it's not a surprise. And be ready to go hot or hit something big downfield.
Should be fun to watch. And up next, Will McDonough will join us with the playoff edition of his News and Notes as NFL Live continues.
At Compaq, we realized that buying a computer raises a lot of questions. So we came up with the answer, Compaq Presario. Powerful computers that come preloaded with software that can correct your spelling or balance your checkbook. In fact, the Compaq Presario can even answer your computing questions. Oh, and if you happen to have a phone, it can answer that too.
Hi, we can't answer the computer right now. Please leave a message.
The new Presario from Compaq.
Tom O'Keefe is in the grip of a really tough cold, but he's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Debbie, these shots are fabulous. Beautiful, Debbie.
Better than the last time, Tony?
Absolutely. It's my job to make sure people look good. A few weeks ago, while doing test shots with Debbie, I noticed something. Dandruff. So I told her about Head & Shoulders. You see, regular shampoos merely rinse flakes away, so they could come back. But look, Head & Shoulders helps stop flakes from even forming. You see the difference? Yeah, picture perfect. Head & Shoulders turns dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
Making it to the pros takes a certain level of excellence, the experience to get the job done right, and a reputation for quality. Like top-quality CarQuest batteries, professional technicians know that CarQuest batteries perform each and every time. For sure starting power, CarQuest won't let you down. So for the best possible performance, install what the pros install. CarQuest. Welcome to the pros.
The other quarterback in today's game, the Oilers' Warren Moon. He's done just about everything a quarterback can do except go to the Super Bowl. This could be his last best chance. But will Warren Moon have all of his receivers available to him? What about Haywood Jeffries, Will?
Well, you know, Warren was in here last week, Jim, and I asked him, what happened to Jeffries this year? He's not playing like he did in the past. He said, well, a couple of times this season he's had an irregular heartbeat, and that set him back a little. And he says, you got to give the guy credit for still going out there and giving it a try.
Let's talk about another receiver who's about to put the league in an awkward position. Florida State sophomore Tamarack Vanover, who has intentions of entering the NFL draft.
Yeah, well, Jim, if he comes out, he's going to give the league a real headache, and I'll tell you why. He wants to fight the rule that if you're a sophomore or a freshman, you can't come into the NFL. Now, I talked to Joe Alioto, the former mayor of San Francisco, this week. He's known as a guy who beats the NFL in lawsuits. He won for Al Davis. He won for Billy Sullivan in the suit a couple of months ago. Vanover's mother and two guys who said they were his agents called up Joe Alioto and said, will you take a case for us against the NFL so we can try to beat this rule? He says, no, I won't take it. I'm doing other things, but I think you can beat the rule. But the latest now this morning is that Vanover is now saying, even though he hasn't been in class and dropped out of school, he might go back to Florida State.
Mike, is it worth it for the league to keep fighting freshmen and sophomores in the draft?
I think you got to for the integrity of the game. The game was set up that you had to be, your class had to graduate to play in the NFL. That rule should be put back intact. I'm not, you know, trying to stop anyone from making a living, but this is all about money. Let these kids get their education. They're too young to be in a National Football League when they're a sophomore or junior in college. I really believe that.
Vanover thinks he can play, and the courts will probably say he's right.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we need to return to common sense. We're scared to death of the attorneys. I think the coaches don't want to coach these guys early. You don't want to ruin your relationship with the colleges. Let them stay in school, finish their education. They're going to be using that for the next 50 years of their life.
Let's go to the subject of Joe's old job in Washington. A lot of people believe that Norv Turner of the Dallas Cowboys may have already taken it. What's up,
Will?
Will?
I don't think he's taken the job already because they're nailing for tampering, Jimmy, but I do believe that a lot of guys in the league feel he is going to take it, that in fact he's already calling around trying to get some assistant coaches, trying to get his staff ready, you know, and this is what you want to do early. You got to get good guys, and you can't wait until the last minute. So I think he's already started that, even though he's still coaching with the Cowboys.
What about Norv's battle with that league rule, Joe?
Well, I think in this league, let me tell you what happens. They go behind the scenes. Somebody calls somebody, and you already know if they want you as a coach or they want you as a player. I think that's already happened, and it's pretty much a done deal.
So Norv will probably do whatever he wants.
Well, it's not going to be an easy job, even if he takes the Washington job. Nobody said that's going to be an easy job. They got some older players down there now that they didn't have a great year, and they want to blame it on the coach there. Maybe if he goes there and have a good year, they'll blame it on him. It's not an easy deal right now, so he's got his work cut out for him.
Joe's old Washington GM, Bobby Beathard, in or out at San Diego?
No, he's back in San Diego, and I think they're relieved in San Diego because if he left, I think there would have been chaos. I think Bobby Ross would have left, but he's made the deal to go back with owner Alex Spanos, even though Bobby, I heard, resigned a week ago. I think what's going to happen now, he's going to have more authority than ever, and he got a promise the Chargers will spend all the money they can possibly spend under the cap on players.
And Joe, who knows him well, isn't surprised at the reversal in that decision.
Bobby makes quick decisions. He's very instinctive. Boom. He'll make a decision on a player or a decision on what his future. He makes them quick, and he's very good with it. They got a good man there.
Watch Mike Ditka make a quick, instinctive decision when we come back with our picks of the week right after these messages.
All right, next play is Flash 87 Blue.
Wyatt! Please, I'd like to try this thing. Call home. It's nice to be recognized, finally.
Call now for the revolutionary voice-activated phone card, only from Sprint.
When they said I'd be wearing stripes, I figured pinstripes. But my now ex-agent says I have to wear this while I tell you about the delicious dinners here at TGI Fridays. Like steak on a stick, skewers of choice sirloin marinated in teriyaki sauce, or the herb grilled chicken, charbroiled with Italian herbs, or the baby back ribs smothered in apple butter barbecue sauce.
Table for one?
Very funny.
Friday, 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 Friday.
The pick of the week is brought to you by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the past 11 years. Mike and Will both won yesterday, so Ditka takes the lead, and McDonough is tied for second. We'll have our deciding picks right after this message from Honda.
Are your friends car guys? Car guys talk horsepower. They talk acceleration. They talk big, fat tires. Now, why not invite your pals over and give them something to really talk about? Introducing the four-wheel drive Passport from Honda.
A nation hangs on the dramatic moment of Mike's last pick, but we'll make you wait while OJ goes first. Who you like, Juicy?
Well, I'm hopelessly out of this, so I have a guest picker here today. George Brett, how do you see this game?
21-17 Chiefs. Put in the book.
Slightly biased.
Beautifully done, Juice. You left yourself with total plausible deniability. Here's another guest picker. Who you like, Joe?
Running shoots inside, Houston 24-21.
All right, and now here comes the dramatic moment. Mr. Ditka.
Well, this is going against a lot of things, I believe, but I'm going to pick the Houston Oilers. I think I said 28-17. I think they're going to win the game and cover.
He's going with Buddy.
Well, we got to go against them, Jimmy. I'm taking Kansas City 16-13 over Houston.
I'm right with you, Kansas City, by the magic number of 27-24. And we'll see you at halftime when we're joined live by Thurman Thomas. In the meantime, enjoy the game.
Sunday, pirates hold the crew hostage, and only the Sequest can save them. Just when it couldn't get any worse, an undersea volcano erupts. Sequest, NBC Sunday.
It's time to find some sun. No time for work, just fun. So it's ATA again. Yeah, on ATA, you're on vacation.
ATA has more non-stop vacation destinations than anyone, including 5 Florida cities, Cancun, the Caribbean, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. For the lowest non-stop fares with the fewest restrictions, call your travel agent or ATA today.
Hey, thank goodness for the new Arby's Melt Sandwich, just 99 cents. Loaded with fresh sliced roast beef. The Arby's Melt comes with a thick, velvety blanket of tangy melted cheddar. Just 99 cents for a limited time. Ouch. The new Arby's Melt, just 99 cents right now, proving once again that America is a great country and different is good.
#1 in America.
In Indiana, you wear your pride on your sleeve, especially when it's leaning on a Ford F-150. It's the #1 selling truck, now with a standard driver's airbag and $1,200 in savings. Pride of the road, Ford F-150. Lean on it.
He defines the position period. Arguably the richest talent ever woven into the Super Bowl tapestry. 4 rings are proof. And now this legend, Joe Montana, spirals again toward that super summit. It's been 3 years since he was one step away from football's grandest stage. A devastating hit, one of so many over so many years, ended that drama and perhaps should have ended this slender warrior's career. Joe Montana never touched the ball again in a meaningful moment for the 49ers. At age 37, he defines a new quest in a new place. Montana has brought Kansas City touches of his past glory. So accurate, so valiant, but now in a suspect body.
Love someone. Reach your arms out and hug someone. Be the king of someone.
3 months ago, we asked American Express card members to join the charge against hunger, to help us contribute $5 million to help feed hungry people. We made our goal. And we're not the only ones who would like to thank our card members.
Thank you.
Long before we ever built the first car here at Saturn, we were looking for ways to be a little friendlier to our planet. We've had some great ideas.
It's a car that runs on vegetables.
No idea is too crazy. All told, last year we reprocessed over 40,000 tons of material.
Take the bumper off of the car and make a skateboard. We can make the broken down glass into marbles.
To have a car that's totally recyclable someday would be a magnificent event. I'd like to be part of that.
Welcome to the Home Eating Network. Our first item is this lovely Supreme Pizza from Pizza Hut. It comes with a stunning array of pepperoni, onions, beef and pork toppings, and mushrooms. Don't you just love mushrooms? And if that wasn't enough, you're also getting some fabulous green peppers. You might expect to pay up to $100, but call now and it's just $7.99. And we'll throw in a second pizza for just $5, up to 5 more pizzas. Our drivers are standing by, so call now.
Welcome back to Houston. We talked to William Fuller a couple of days ago.
18 when he started selling automobiles. He sold the Dickens out of them. We're an automobile family. I was one of the
first 32 retailers and Saturns in the nation. The Saturn way was to not rush somebody. We let the customer walk around and look. Some people were so surprised by that, they'd get in the car and drive off, sometimes mad. How you doing? After we explained it to them, they liked it a lot. I wish my daddy was still around to see this Saturn thing, but I don't know. It's different.
Bartender, send me down a Rolling Rock.
You got it.
Excuse me, pardon me, can I get through?
Rolling Rock, one spring, one brewery for a fresh, clean taste every time.
Can you make that 2 Rolling Rocks?
You got it.
You need 2 hands to count all the special rates and discounts on Allstate car insurance. For more than one car, pickup trucks, anti-lock brakes, airbags. Good drivers, excellent drivers with Allstate home insurance. And retired drivers over 55. Just pick up a phone and call an Allstate agent for details. For lots of ways to save.
Everybody here has a new Saturn. Russ just wants to make sure we know how everything works on the car.
We're going to cover the right and wrong way to change a flat.
Thought I'd meet some people and learn a little bit about the car.
He has showed me things on my car that I didn't know.
I definitely could change a tire now and change my oil.
I could change the spark plug now if I had to.
That has to do with these metallic pads. If there's any questions while I'm going along, raise your hand, ask questions.
He's a pretty neat guy. I guess you just have to get to know Russ.
We had a good time when we were out here.
Does that man ever fill up?
He has unusual hair, Russ does.
Did everybody get enough barbecue to eat?
Something wild is happening to men's grooming. Now the Gillette series of high-performance products comes in an invigorating new scent. Wild Rain, the newest fragrance of the Gillette series.
Senior year. For tough headaches, I took Tylenol. But sometimes it didn't get rid of all the pain. Today, I take Advil. For my tough headaches, 2 Advil work better than 2 Tylenol gel caps. I've learned what works better for me. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Back at the Astrodome, and here's the to this game. Munchen.